Oof. Oofa. Hi, I'm Weston. I love talking about the Rangers. And I'm here to recap the 28th game of the season. The Rangers, the exact halfway mark of the season. The Rangers host the Flyers, who, we host the Flyers, right? I would say we got embarrassed. I know a lot of people said, it was a close game. We played pretty rough in the game the other night, Monday. And the Rangers, what's more embarrassing than dangling your goalie till he lands, belly down on the ice, and then you score in overtime? Beating them 9-0. And scoring 7 goals in one period, and having one of the greatest offensive outbursts, not just by your own franchise, but maybe by any team in the history of the National Hockey League, including a point outburst by a player who this season's been rough, and a point outburst that is equal to that of the great one Wayne Gretzky back in his heyday. Holy crap! Now, and all of that, right, in a vacuum. A team like the Flyers, who's on the outside, looking in, but very close to a playoff spot right now. Very close to Boston and some other teams in the division that they could potentially make a run, make the playoffs, what have you. They're rumored to be buyers at the trade deadline that's coming up. And you get smacked. And then on top of that, after the Rangers have already dunked on you multiple times, you add in the fact they had AHL coaches as the entire staff. And that not only the head coach, but every single staff member was gone. They were home watching on the couch just like me and you and every other Flyer and Rangers fan and anyone else who tuned in on Hockey Night in America here this Wednesday to watch the Flyers get smacked by by a minor league coaching staff and a team that's looked pretty gruff for the past while. Okay. Where do you start with this, right? We had all of our coaches gone on beer flu protocol. They're all gone at home. Buchnevich and Fox were back. Philip DiGiuseppe still on the list. And that's all you need. That's the whole precursor. Like, that's it. We can just get into the game. Let's just get right into this, shall we? There's, without further ado, to talk about this lovely game the Rangers played tonight. Maybe the best period in the Rangers franchise history. It probably was, actually, because they scored 7 goals, and I don't believe they've ever done that. I think they did that once. So, first period, 18:42, Flyers take a hooking call, we get a power play, nothing comes of it. Which, I'm not that mad about, to be completely honest. 12:55, the Rangers have it behind the net, right? Brett Howden has it, and he gets a little move, he gets it over to Fox. He does this nice little moving around work, gets it up, puts it right in front of the net, across the blue paint to Brendan Lemieux couldn't even think of it there. And he chips it in, and we're up 1-0. And I'm like, that's really cool. Maybe we'll win tonight. That'd be nice. Then, a little bit later on, 9:25, there's a high-sticking call against the Flyers. They high-sticked Laffy, and we get another power play, and we wouldn't do anything with it. Which, I'm not that mad about if I'm being completely honest. So, a little bit later, 5:13 left in the period. The Flyers win a face-off that's in their own zone. Good for them, right? Well, Panarin breaks up a pass, and Strome gets the puck. Then, he does almost like a no-looking pass over to Panarin, who winds up, slaps it on in, 2-0 Rangers, and I'm hyped at this point. And I'm like, geez, Could be rough, though, because we overcame a 2-0 deficit the other night, and they're a better team than us. So we're not... We could still lose this game. We got to be careful. We got to build on this lead. Maybe a big second period could help us build on this lead. That'd be really neat, wouldn't it? A little bit later on in the period, 4:42, Jacob Trouba coughs up the puck pretty close to our net. And there's basically a 3-on-0 right in front of Georgiev, and he stops him. Now, I know that Georgiev isn't really the story tonight because we scored 9 goals. That being said, he still shut them out. And right here, if he doesn't make this massive save, and with still a decent amount of time left in the first period, if they make it 2-1 and they start to get a little momentum, who knows? Like that, he's not going to get the credit he deserves tonight, and he should, because that was big. You know, that was a big thing. That was a big save that, you know, kept our momentum going, and even maybe helped it, because, hey, you know, our goalie's playing really good tonight, and I thought he was fantastic tonight. Granted, again, he's not the big story of the evening, but I wanted to mention that. So 1 second left in the period. The Rangers have it kind of near their zone, and Capo Caco takes this long shot trying to get it in and misses the goal by, like, that much. He hit the crossbar, which, again, those are shots that I really wish would have counted, because then we could have dropped a tenner on them. So the first period, we look really good, and we looked fantastic. We looked fantastic in the first period, and I'm like, you know, we can really do some damage in the second. Oh, okay. Everyone bring it in, right? Bring it in. Let's huddle up. The second period. The second period of this hockey game, which is a game itself. Starting the second period, right? 18:22 left in the period. The Flyers have it behind their own net, and Zibanejad has a really nice play to break it up. He gets over to Buchnevich. He has a big drive right in front of the net, and he scores 3-0. Oh, how it would only get worse for the poor Flyers. 16:22 left in the period. Makes Zibanejad another really good defensive play. Gets the puck over to Trouba. Trouba gets it over to Buchnevich. He has another drive. 4-0 Rangers. And now Mika has had 2 points already. I wonder if he'll get more. A little bit later on, 15:12 left in the period. Hedl gets a tripping call. The Flyers get a power play, and I'm like, oh, that'd be bad. And our power play, or our penalty kill, on this one looked unreal. We were so aggressive on it. We were holding the first, 40 seconds in their own zone, and I was really happy about that. But it was a super impressive penalty kill. And with about 15 seconds left, again, I know it's 4-0 at this point, but that's still a lot of time left. There's still over half the hockey game left. And Georgiev makes another really great stop on a 2-on-1 with his skate blade at the end of the penalty kill. And again, it's 4-0. I understand that. But you get that. You get a little momentum. Rangers are starting to play more sloppy. You got that play on a penalty or on a power play, so maybe you can make a comeback. But that wouldn't happen. That wouldn't happen, man. 12:30 left in the period. Mika Zibanejad takes it deep into the zone with a 2-on-1. And he does something that was really brilliant, in my opinion. It was a 2-on-1. I believe it was him and Buchnevich. They're both going in. It might have been Kreider, but it was one of the two. And they go streaking in on a 2-on-1. Zibanejad completely passes the goal, goes to the boards behind the net, and then passes it back almost exactly where he was skating in at to Trouba, who just, boom, blasts it in, and it's 5-0. And it was one of the smartest things I've seen in a while, and I'm like, that's kind of brilliant, because you have the entirety of the Flyers who are thinking it's going to be one of those two taking the shot, and when they don't, you just kind of, almost like a stunning maneuver, and then you just pass it right over to Trouba, who no one's paying attention to, and he gets it in for a goal. And it's 5-0 at that point. And then, maybe the funniest moment of the night, and I think really the moment that it changed, oh jeez, 11:41, Lindgren takes a penalty, I forget what for, but he takes a penalty, so they get a power play. And with 11, right off the power play, right, the Flyers win the face-off. And there's this really sloppy pass from one to another. And I think it was Provorol that kind of muffed the pass. And Zibanejad takes the puck, and he, like a missile, I believe they said on the speed tracker, something to that effect, that he reached 23 miles an hour, which is insane, and would have been breaking the speed limit near my house, and just guns it down there like a heat-seeking missile, and just embarrasses poor Carter Hart. Was it Carter Hart? Yeah, he was in the point at this game. And he just, boom, 6-0. He has 4 points at this point. And the Rangers have 6 goals on 14 shots, which is, oof. So a little bit later, right? Oh, jeez. 6:37 left in the period. They get a call. They're tripping on Filip Hedl. We get another power play. 5:31. Panarin feeds it to Zibanejad. He makes a great move going into the zone. He makes this great move. A beautiful toe drag. Gets right in front of the goal. Elevates the shot. Boom over Carter Hart. 7-0. Zibanejad's 5th point of the night. 2nd goal in the period. And I'm like, oh, wow, this is getting out of hand quickly for them. At this point, it's 7-0, and they look like they've given up. They're like, I don't want to be here anymore. Mom, pick me up and take me home. I'm scared. And they should have been. 1:23 left in the period. Kreider and Mika enter the zone. Kreider gets it over to Mika Zibanejad, and he scores for the Zibanejad hat trick. It's been a while since we've been able to talk about Zibanejad in a good light. His 6th point of the night, a hat trick. He had 6 points in the second period. This is Gretzky-level crap. Like, it was insane. Now, again, I'm not comparing the two. I'm just saying. He entered the period with 395 points. He left it with 401. So also congratulations to Mika Zibanejad on getting his 400th point. We're up 8-0 at this point. I don't know what to say. I'm kind of just laughing at this point. Like, obviously, the first 4 goals I really celebrated and was excited about. The 5th, 6th, and 7th, I was just kind of laughing. This one, I was a mixture of both because I'm like, hey, Mika has a hat trick, and that's his 6th point. That's awesome. I'm super happy. He's coming back. Maybe we're going to get old Mika from last year back. That'd be wonderful. And he was playing with such a confidence towards the end of this period. Like, obviously, when you have 4 to 5 to, at that point, 6 points, you're going to play with a lot more confidence. But he was looking ecstatic. 8-0 Zibanejad with 6 points in one period. And then 20 seconds left in the period. Oh, God. Filipino passes it over to Alexis Lafreniere, who enters the zone. He passes it over to Libor Halak. He passes it over to Filipino with a big one-time drive. 9-0 Rangers! 7 goals in one period. I'm sweating bullets right now from laughing. And it was... 7 goals in one period. The NHL's Instagram was blowing up. All of NHL Instagram was blowing up talking about the Rangers, who just embarrassed the Flyers. And I mean, it was insane. The third period, basically nothing happened. The Rangers let off the gas so much in the third period. I swear to God, I think it could have been 12 or 13-0 if they really wanted to. They did so many just dump in and then go for a change. They just seemed like they didn't care. Like, granted, at 2 minutes left, they seemed like they kind of wanted to get a 10th goal when the chant started of "We want 10." But they just kind of were like, let's take it easy on them. I genuinely want to know what that locker room speech was like going into the third period. Was it anger? Like, was he screaming at his players when they're down 9-0? Or are you just like, wow? Anyone got a gun? Like, what's protocol at that point when you're down 9-0? Oh, good Lord. So with 18 seconds left, there's a slashing call on the Flyers, and we get a power play with 18 seconds. Nothing happens on it. And now we get to the fun part. Goals, right? This was one of the most entertaining regular season games I've ever watched. One of the most entertaining games I've watched, period, really. This was just comical. 9 goals. This isn't going to happen much. This might not happen for a very long time. Like, this might never happen. Not never happen, but this might not happen for another decade or so. We haven't scored or won a game by 9-0 since the 80s. So this is a historic night, right? Soak it all in, Rangers fans. Be excited about this. So the goals. Zibanejad with 3 for a hat trick. Buchnevich had 2. Lemieux had 1. Trouba had 1. Panarin had 1. And Filipino had 1. And then, dear Lord, all the assists. Mika Zibanejad with 3 of them. Buchnevich with 2. Libor Halak with 1. Fox, Howden, Kreider, Strome, Lafreniere, Panarin, and Trouba all with assists. Which means Trouba, Panarin, Strome, Buchnevich, and Mika Zibanejad all had multiple point nights. And Georgiev was 26 for 26, which is excellent. You can't ask more from him. Granted, the offense backed him up pretty well. But, man, this was insane. I want to say Zibanejad's back. I certainly hope it in my heart of hearts because I love Mika. And this gives me hope. And now, I think we kind of have to address something, right? As a fan base. Because everyone sort of was making the memes and the jokes going into the game of, oh, watch us now without David Quinn win. And there were the jokes of, if we win tonight, we should fire Quinn. And I was saying it because I've wanted Quinn fired for a while, right? So I was like, yeah, if we win, I was making the jokes of, if we get a power play goal tonight, we should fire David Quinn. And, man, I don't know how you look at this game, right? I don't know how you look at it. We had a power play goal. We were only 1 for 4, but given that on the season we were like 13% of power plays, I want to get the exact number, and I can very quickly. For total power plays. Yeah, we were 27th, 14.6 on power plays. And tonight we were 1 of 4, so 25. And I understand you're saying 1 of 4. I get that. I don't know how you look at this game. And I don't think there were any more fans that were on the team of, we got to keep Quinn, he can lead us to the promised land of the future. I don't think there were any of them left, right? I think the remaining people were saying, like, what are you going to do at this point in the season? We're already halfway through it. Why fire him now? Just hold on to him till the end and then get rid of him. He's not going to damage the players that much more. And I hated that argument because that's just staying in a toxic relationship because, oh, well, he's all I have, or, oh, well, she's all that I have. No, don't stay in a toxic relationship if you're not liking it. If you're only staying in it because, well, what else am I going to do? That's not a good enough reason, right? And I felt that way all season. I've wanted Quinn fired since, like, game 10. And really been pounding the table since he kept Georgiev in when he probably had a concussion. I don't know how you can possibly watch this game where we win 9-0. I can't remember they probably flashed it on screen, the margin of victory that we had that was this bad. We massacred them. And the Flyers are a pretty good team. They're not Stanley Cup contenders or anything, but they're good. We massacred them. I don't know how you look at this game logically and say, yeah, but we should just stick with Quinn the rest of the way. And I'm not saying, oh, we'll hire this guy and he's going to lead us to Stanley Cup. I'm not saying that. But I'm saying, I don't know how you can look at a game where we win and we play this well. And everyone was great. The defense was fantastic. They made a few gaffes in the first period, but hey, nothing happened. The defense was fantastic. The offense was fantastic. The penalty kill was fantastic. The power play looked great. The goalie was on fire. The passing was incredible. How do you look at this game and say, well, yeah, when Quinn's healthy, we got to bring him back? And I understand that it's kind of a real a-hole move. I understand that, to fire a guy when he basically has the flu. I understand that that's kind of a crappy thing to do. But we won 9-0. And I don't know. Granted, I'm biased. I've wanted him fired for a while. But how do you look at this game and say with full faith, yep, when he's healthy, bring him back. Let's see what he can do the rest of the way. Let's hold on to him the rest of the way. No. If I'm the GM, if I have anyone of note in this organization, I'm saying, Quinn, buddy, I'm sorry. Get out. This was the best game of the season by far for the Rangers. It wasn't even close. What was maybe the next one? Beating the Devils 6-0? But the difference is, that was 6-0. Granted, that's still a very impressive game. But they're the Devils. They're not great. This is the Flyers, a team that might make the playoffs. The Devils aren't. And you massacred them. And it was the same setting. It was at home. And that was actually a better team, because that one had Shesterkin on it. I mean, granted, he also was shutting them out he allowed 1 goal, didn't he? Wait, did we beat the Devils 6-0? No, we didn't. I don't know how you look at this game and go back to David Quinn. And I know I've said that a lot, and I just keep repeating myself. But this was the most entertaining game of the past maybe 3 or 4 years, not counting playoffs. Maybe Zibanejad last year, his 5-goal game, including the OT winner. I would say maybe that one, but this one was just madness, man. I don't know what to say. So, we play the Caps Friday, and then we play them Saturday for a back-to-back. And also, I want to point something out. The Flyers have a back-to-back right now. They're playing the Islanders tomorrow. Imagine you get beat 9-0, and the next morning you have to drag yourself out of bed to go play another hockey game. I don't know how you have the willpower to do that. So yeah, Washington Friday. This was a really fun video to make, I gotta be honest. So thank you all so very much for watching. I hope you all have an absolutely fantastic day. And go Rangers, man.